Are you guys a fan of Francesco Bernoulli from Cars 2? I am, because he was the first ever diecast that I got in my collection, and I still have the original one, which I will show you guys a little bit later on in this video. But yeah, a bit like my Sally video, this one's going to be a bit longer than my usual, because today I'll be showing you the complete collection of Francesco Bernoulli diecasts and other various diecasts that Disney Store or any other versions have made of Francesco. We'll not be going over his team, like of course his pitties. We're just going over Francesco Bernoulli, the only character. So yeah, without further ado, let's start on with of course the first Francesco, which is this Francesco right here, as you can see. Of course, this is the one that everyone probably had when they first started collecting in 2011, if you did start collecting that year, that is. And this is the white base variation, which looks pretty cool, as you can see. Of course, white base. And the other variation, which of course I will show you now, is this Francesco with the black base. So there is two versions of the China version, at least, of Francesco. The regular one. The black base one is way much more heavier than the white base one. You can feel it in your hands. It's very easy to, determine. And one quick thing here is that I am going to show some packages, but not my entire package collection of Francesco. But here is one of them. I paid, I believe, a few quid for this a very few years ago. And this is the white base Francesco Bernoulli in the package. As you can see, his artwork looks pretty cool. The portal course background, a little bit creased, but still happy to have it in my collection, of course. Here is number 4 in the line. And we can see, of course, this is the international English version, because there'll be other cars on the back if this was from other countries. So yeah, that is the regular Francesco out of the way. But there is still one more to go. And this is the Thailand version of Francesco. That was re-released in 2020, I believe. Of course, this one's 2020 by the code. But I believe his first Thailand re-release was in 2020. As we can see, black base, so glad that they continued that one on. So we've got this Francesco here, we're going to leave it here. And a little cool thing is that I do have one in the package, but not only do I have one in the package, it's an error. He is missing his rear wheels, which look absolutely funny. I did pay full price, which is a bit of a shame, but again, never going to be opening this one up. It's a very sick collector's piece to have no rear wheels on a Francesco. I got this in Hamleys in London back in before COVID even began, so pretty cool. Literally just before it began. You see the artwork. I love this. This is one of the first errors that year that I found. So yeah, that is all for the regular versions of Francesco. Now we will be going on to other variants. So here is another one. We've got Interview Francesco, which of course was seen at the Eldorado show. The only difference is he's got a slight expression change here, as you can see, and his mouth is all wide open because he has been exposed, I guess. So yeah, there is that. And of course, I do have one in the package, which I will quickly show you. Of course, the Eldorado show, we can see the artwork there. Glad they changed it. We can see they're pretty cool. Black base again. Other cars on the back. Of course, we could pause the Byron Mead. Other cars, The Last Chase ever released. Pretty sweet, Eldorado show. Let me know in the comments below if you have this variation of Francesco. Up next, I think you guys can tell which version of Francesco I am going to show you. And that is Ciao McQueen, or Ciao McQueen. And the only difference is he's got his slight expression change again, which is pretty cool. I'm glad they did change the expression. And, of course, Ciao McQueen, or LT McQueen, for some reason. Don't know why they added the LT. But yeah, black base again. Of course, made in China. And this, in fact, is a Super Chase, which is why I do have one in the package. It does come with an all-in-all can. Don't worry, I haven't lost the all-in-all can for the open one. It's away, just didn't want to bother getting it out for this video. If I ever done a review on it, I'll probably get the all-in-all can out. Yep, Ciao Francesco, pretty cool. As you can see some scenery on the back there. And other 2 Super Chases, 3 Super Chases, which I do already own. Let me know in the comments if you have this version of Francesco. So that is all for the regular versions of Francesco. So, of course, let's just put this one, of course, here as well. Filling up quite quickly now. Another variation of Francesco is the Silver Francesco Bernoulli. Released twice, I believe, or 3 times. Of course, this is my first ever one. And back then, I was only like, 8 or 9 years old. had no attention, care whatsoever to my cars. Nowadays I do, trust me guys, nowadays I care a lot for my cars, but back then I was young, so they got damaged a little bit. Yep, again, same as the regular Francesco, just all sealed up. So before we move into the metallic Francesco, there is actually another version of the silver Francesco out there. You might not actually have this one in your collection. This is the collect and connect version. You've got silver rims and silver hood, but not all of it is silver. Of course, exclusive Francesco diecast. Pretty cool. I believe he does have a silver base, so there is actually technically 3 versions of the base of Francesco out there. Cars 2, he was 4 out of 4. There's 3 others, Marvel, Soul, Mater, Lightning, and Francesco, of course. So I still actually need Mater, and I've still got then I'll have the whole set of the Collect and Connect exclusives. You can see it comes with a little jigsaw puzzle. Pretty sweet. Box is a little bit damaged, but still brand new in its packaging. So that is all for that Francesco. Now we will go on to the metallic Francesco. As you can see, this is the Toys R Us exclusive line, not the Racing Red Francesco, which we'll get into in just a few seconds here. This is the Toys R Us exclusive, of course, with the black base, released in 2011. Pretty cool. Again, that's why he's got some damaged wheels, but still never going to sell my collection. So I don't care what the condition is of my cars, just as long as I have that car in my collection. Let's put in here. Now, we will talk about the Racing Red Francesco. For some reason, I don't have this one out of the package yet. So, he's proving very hard for me to find. A bit like Racing Red Cruise. When I eventually found out, I was really pleased. But Francesco F case, extremely rare. But yeah, you can see the artwork. They changed that up. New for 2021. What an amazing release. If I do ever get a second one, I will open it up and do a video. We can see the other 4. Of course, the other 2 are Cruise and Lightning. Of course, they are all now out and available to buy at the time of recording this video. So yeah, I'm going to put Francesco aside, and now we're going to talk about, of course, other series. First up is the Ice Racers. Looks pretty cool with that white base, the silver rims, snowflake rims. It's got snowflakes all around him. This is when Vitaly Petrov invited all the racers to compete in the Russian Cup, and of course it was snowing, so looks absolutely cool. We're going to put him right here, filling this space up quite quickly with Francesco's, to be honest with you guys. Another one of my favourites is the Carbon Racer Francesco. Looks absolutely cool. Pretty rare. T-Rock, pretty sweet. Have recently reviewed him on the channel, so make sure you check out that review, of course, if you search up my channel and search up Carbon Racer's Francesco Bernoulli. So yeah, there's that one. And of course, there is one other Francesco from the T-Rock line, or roughly around that line, and that is the Carnival Racers Francesco, which is extremely rare. He's like 50 quid, and that's just really expensive. And I can see why, though, he's expensive. Now, the only reason why I never opened these guys up is because I already knew back in 2016 when these were released, I knew they were going to be expensive because 2016 was also the year of the Olympic Games in Brazil, and Brazil, you know, Carnival Cup 2016, this is when it was released. I had a feeling they'll come expensive. That's why I kept the whole line in the package, and I'm pleased because they are pretty expensive. The whole set's like 500 quid now if you guys are interested in prices. Yep, we can see his artwork there. If I ever get a second one, I will, of course, probably open it up, no matter how much it is. But yeah, that's only if I ever get a second one. Whew, we're almost done here, guys. Now, this Francesco here, white base, of course, first ever release of him, is my first ever car. This is my prized possession in my collection. If my house ever caught fire, or I had to sell my collection for reasons, there'll be a few cars in my collection I'll keep. This will be one of them. It is the first ever car I've kept, or bought in a store. Yes, I did pay full price of £6.99, or however the prices were back in 2011 for the Disney cars. Absolutely cool. I love this Francesco. Memories. This brings back so many memories. Even Toys R Us memories, to be honest with you. Yep. There is that Francesco. One other Francesco that was also exclusive to the Toys R Us line, or roughly around that area, was the Talking Francesco. Now, he is longer than the original because they needed to fit batteries into him. This one no longer works. Well, none of the talking cars work that I own, except for Possessor Z for some reason. So, that is a shame. This display looks actually kind of cool, to be honest. And one that was released in 2020 for the new, of course, was the Mini Racers Francesco. Looks pretty cool. I've seen lots of Formula 1 custom cars with this mini racer. I'd love to purchase some of those if I had the money, or make my own if I had the time. A few more that are made by Mattel, which are unfortunately plastic. We of course got the 2020 colour changes Francesco with the purple to red. Absolutely love this one. It actually looks pretty cool. And one other one, of course, from Mattel is the original 2011 colour changes. We've got the red to pink, which looks absolutely amazing as well. A few other Francescos which are not made by Mattel. Honourable mentions as the silver one, the regular one from the Disney Store, and the metallic one. I don't have the Carnival Cup or T-Rock or any other versions. But yeah, that does end today's video on, of course, Francesco, or of course all his variations. 11 minutes, wow. Didn't expect this video to be long. I do apologise for that. That's why these videos do need to be longer, because it's showing loads and loads of cars, not just one car. But anyways, guys, if you are new to the channel, please make sure you subscribe, hit that bell notification down below. Of course, the next one, peace, guys.